The next question is, when did you decide to make YouTube videos and why? I started making YouTube videos actually like when I first got my first guinea pig, Mika. I had a different YouTube channel for guinea pig care and all that way before I got pregnant. So I started making YouTube videos then, but I started making pregnancy vlogs when I was 18 weeks pregnant, and I decided to start making YouTube videos like pregnancy vlogs because I was watching Teen Mommy 2010 and Katie Barkus, I think is her name for her YouTube or whatever, and I started watching them and I thought it was really cool, like being able to document your pregnancy and all that. So I thought that was really cool. So I started making YouTube videos for my pregnancy. What are your plans for the future as far as living arrangements, stay-at-home mom or working mom, and any dreams or other plans you have for Aleia, you have for yourself and Aleia in the coming years? Well, as far as living arrangements go, then I do plan on staying with my mom until I get comfortable with my college and stuff. So once I get comfortable, I'm actually stable to move out on my own with me and Aleia, that's when I will move out. But if I do end up getting back together with Dallas in the future, or if I do end up meeting somebody else or whatever, and I could end up moving in with him or getting my own place with him, which I don't know if that's gonna happen. But yeah, and I do plan on being a working mom. Other dreams and plans I have for myself and Aleia in the coming years, my biggest goal right now is to finish high school, or get my high school diploma, start college, get a job, and I would like to see myself working in some place that had to do with animals, but I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. But I do want to see myself get a job and just be able to support me and Aleia. That's my biggest goal right now. And eventually, like I've said many, many times before, my biggest dream for me and Aleia is to eventually have us living on a ranch house and living on property and being able to raise her around tons of different animals. What are your fears about becoming a mom, if any? And what are your joys about becoming a mom? My biggest fear about becoming a mom is that I'm not going to be able to support her like I should be. Like in the beginning of my pregnancy, my older sister, who just had a baby, she asked my brother, what kind of mom do you think Nicole's gonna be? And my brother said, oh, I think she'll be a moderate mom. And she told Robert, like, do you think anybody deserves a moderate mom? So I guess that's my biggest fear, is that they're gonna be right and that I'm not gonna be, or that I am gonna be a moderate mom. So that's my biggest fear. And what are your joys about becoming a mom? Everything. I am so excited to have Aleia here with me. I'm so excited to show her the world and be her teacher. I'm so excited for everything that being a mom has to offer. If you had the chance to learn one thing you haven't yet, what would it be? Definitely patience. I am the least patient person you will ever meet in your whole entire life. Who is the most interesting person you've ever met and why? Well, off the top of my head, the first person that comes to mind is a long time ago I was dating this guy and his name was Kobe. And I was over at his house one night and I was staying the night, and he was having like a little kickback or a party or whatever. Not really a party, but more of a kickback. And there's lots of beer and alcohol there, and this guy was there and his name was Paul. And when he was drunk, and he was literally like, when he was drunk, he was incoherent. You could not understand a word he said. He was pretty much like mentally challenged. that's how bad it was that he looked like somebody who was mentally challenged. And it was really weird, and I was just like, oh my god, dude, what's up with this guy? But then the next day when he was sober, he was like the most intelligent and most interesting person to talk to. He was intriguing, really. It was weird. So yeah. Have you ever had a super embarrassing moment? What happened? I'm gonna have to think about that one. Okay, so this is probably like the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. And it was because of drug use, and I feel it's embarrassing to me because number one, that when it happened, it was super fucking embarrassing, and number two, it's embarrassing because I'm embarrassed of my drug history. Yeah, so what happened was, Dallas, this was when me and Dallas first got together, and he hated triple C's. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's a cough and cold medicine in a pill form. And I had taken triple C's, and he was having a Super Bowl party at his house, so all his family was there, all his friends were there, and I had never met them before. This was the first time I had ever met them. And I went to the Super Bowl party, and I was on triple C's, and of course they had alcohol there, like beer there for like the adults and stuff like that. And me and Dallas had been sneaking beers, and I was a fucking idiot because when you take triple C's and when you drink, then it intensifies it by 10, like 10 times, and you freaking, it's very, very dangerous. Like, I could have died. I was sitting there, like, I had met all his family and everything, like, oh, hi, I'm Nicole, blah, 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 like, what's up? I'm Dallas's new girlfriend. And then, like, we were all downstairs, and we were all sitting on the couch and stuff, like, me, Dallas, and then a lot of his family and friends were all downstairs, and we were watching the Super Bowl thing. And Dallas had stood up, and he was across the room, and he was smoking a cigarette. And he was like, babe, come here, like, come smoke this cigarette with me. And like, there was an ashtray on this dresser or whatever. And so I get up, and I completely, like, blacked out. First, when I was sitting down, I felt really fucked up, like, oh my god, like, I don't feel okay at all. And I was kind of freaking out. But then once I stood up, then I pretty much wobbled over to him, like, all wobbled, like, not even, like, walking right. And then I stood there, I looked at him, and then freaking blackout, fall, smack my head against the dresser in front of everybody, in front of all his family, in front of all his friends that I had just met. And he was like, babe, like, what the fuck, like, I remember going down, and I remember hearing him in the background, but I don't remember seeing anything. And he had picked me up, and he brought me over to his the bed that was in the room or whatever, because it was somebody's bedroom. And I completely made a complete fool out of myself. I made a complete jackass out of myself in front of all his family that I had just met and his friends that I had just met, and I felt like the biggest fucking idiot in the world. Like, I was so embarrassed. I never wanted to show my face in front of his family or in front of his friends or in front of him ever again. Like, we had just started dating, and it was so embarrassing. It was the most embarrassing thing I think has ever happened to me in my whole entire life.